earliest things that we developed, which is basically foam plate glider. This one has been a bit knackered from sitting in the box too long. It's just a foam plate with a bit of glue tack on it, and I could only get the tail fin to go up right. It's worked out. That's not bad. Happy with that one. And since that, we've developed the very clever folding one, which you saw outside probably on one of the tables. You take one or two as you go if they're any left. But they work quite well. You just have to follow the numbers.
Well, I'm a teacher and I had trouble doing that 2 weeks
Is
ago.
it?
It was very confusing.
You have to ask the 12-year-old.
Actually, I did get an 11-year-old to do it for me.
Yeah. Right, something I came across, I think it was through Shuttleworth, Shuttleworth. That is a sort of teacher's guide on camouflage and comparing patterns of different camouflage and so on. One idea there, we had some outlines of aircraft that we did for kids to colour in, and it occurred to me that those could be used for the same sort of thing. Trying different patterns and recognising them against different backgrounds. Use for your old carpets, perhaps. Or those loft cuts you've got in the loft. You don't need. Now, we have this problem with scout camps. Part of the requirement of the scout camp is to learn to navigate. And every time you buy one of these, it's about £6 or £7. They break the first time you sit on them. So the tractors we made, laminating. I even had professionals take a sample, pay for a sample even, I think to see if it was hint from their product. But anyway, they're very good. They really aren't expensive to make. You double laminate using a laser printed transparency. You've just got to make sure you don't put the wrong type of thing in the laser printer as it messes it up. And then similarly, you cannot get rulers anything less than about £5 or £6 each. So we make those. We get about 5 to an A4 feet. Print them on ordinary colour printer. All the patterns for these are on the website somewhere, and that is a big problem. I don't know where they are on that website. I know where they are online, but it's very difficult to navigate the one we've got. So they work very well. Those you have an A3 printer for, but you can get those. Moving on. Okay. We used to make little boxes for RT practice. That's the sort of picture we had. 2 little boxes, press button to speak, headphones go in, very cheap headphones. Having trouble getting the bits for those anyway now, and to be honest, at something approaching 50 quid for that to be made and then sent out, you might as well buy a couple of 10 quid two-way radios. You can get a set for a small scout group for the same price as this was. So it gives me a bit more spare time at home. On scout aviation camp, we've got somebody coming to talk to us. We've still got. Right, so I won't say anything much about that because that might well be what they've got to talk about. Scout activities. Really likes another little project in there somewhere. We used to, we got these from, little sort of sets that you press and make a, not recent one, press and make a little light, just LED with some batteries and a phone between. And you can put a picture on, like in this case it was the M7. What is that? World War One. This is an old favourite. You know, this sort of thing. This is an early version. May not work well. And that's how we used to use it. And that screws onto a squash bottle. That goes in there. This is a bit of overflow pipe or something. And then normally just stand on the bottle. I can do this. They work really well. They're very fun, and I think they're sort of basic thing for a lot of the activities at museums and things now. Certainly regularly. So that's pretty much all I've got there. Oh, well, there's one more thing that I looked up last night, which I'm quite surprised by, and that is an EAA cookbook. Now, EAA is the Experimental Aircraft Association, which is like the LAA in America, and massively bigger, nationwide. And they have a cookbook now. I thought a cookbook was something you got recipes out of, but it's actually, in this case, if you look up the EAA cookbook in Google or Bing or something, you will find a whole set of sort of physics experimental stuff to do with flight of aircraft and so on. So that's another little tip that's well worth doing. Okay, I think that's all we can do now.
Well, I've been a secondary school teacher for 23, 24 years. At half term, I decided to give it all up and do something new. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that and also the challenges that teachers and schools face. I've got some business cards here. That's a big version. But aviation isn't the only thing I'm going to do in my business. I'm doing lots of different things. I'm into lots of things. I did the park run this morning at the telephone, for instance. I'm into that. Hello? This is going to sum up my business, and there's a bit of a clue why my life is changing. Has anyone worked it out? What is it? Yeah, I've still got a few months to go, unfortunately, but I'm rid of the woman. I'm not living with her since September. Right, so I'm glad you got it. It's so late in the day. My business will be dedicated, imaginative, versatile, objective, realistic, and I'm focused on careers and educational. But you know why now. Some of these pictures I'm showing you I've taken, so that's why photography is something that I want to be involved in as well. One thing I was going to say to you, I know some of you are a little bit older than me, but do you remember your best ever school trip when you were a student? Because mine was 1980, Silverstone Formula 1 Grand Prix. But you know what, I remember the BMW sports car races. It was when Formula 1 drivers were allowed to drive other things. Niki Lauda won the race. And I remember there was no catch fencing around Silverstone. and a tyre came off one of these cars and it nearly hit us. And from that moment on, I was into motor racing. But I guess you probably had similar experiences. I also used to go to Farnborough Show as a lad. Do you remember this lovely SR71, Hull Transatlantic flight? I obviously looked a bit dodgy because the copper was looking straight at me. Can't remember, in the 70s somewhere, I think. Because I actually live about 10 miles from Farnborough. So I used to cycle there as a lad to watch it. And that's why I'm into aviation. Sad about the public displays, but the flying has been pretty rubbish, let's face it. This is one of my best photos that I've taken. Just luck, to be honest. Right, things that I do at school. I've been the gifted and talented sort of person for technology since I can remember being at my school for 19 years. And we've done all sorts of things. Farnborough Show every 2 years, problem-solving competitions, McLaren car competition because Woking's up the road, Formula 1 in schools, Teen Tech, Brooklands Museum, who I'm going to be working with from September. That's why I was at Brooklands 2 weeks ago. Green Power, we're building a car at the moment, electric car, Faraday Challenge. We've done lots of things. It's a real challenge as a teacher to organise these things, and that's what I was going to talk to you about briefly. So these are the kids that went to Farnborough Show. You can see the weather wasn't very good that year, but the next year it was better. A little bit sunny, a few more shades, and they weren't wearing jumpers. And I do this every year, target the gifted and talented in technology, the ones that are likely to be engineers of the future, and they get quite a lot out of it. As you see, a couple of girls there watching flying. Just flick through these. And last year, these two girls who are still out of school, this made their day. They had to find me on that massive site, come and find me and tell me and show me their photo of Tim Peake with them. And, you know, they could end up in aerospace because they've met Tim Peake. They were so enthusiastic about it. I could end up as a Formula 1 driver because I've been to McLaren. But I'm a bit old. But I am actually going to buy a racing car in December and start racing it. But that's another one of my ambitions. Now I'm going to be divorced, I can do what I like. My team there went to McLaren. So we do lots of things. These are the challenges though, and we've touched upon them already today. Secondary school is so difficult, and that's one of my challenges that I'm going to help Brooklands Museum with. They don't have one single Key Stage 4 trip in a year, and I'm going to help them remedy that, because I'm going to sort of be a teacher attached to Brooklands. It's early days, but we've been talking about it for a few months now. We have got one or two teachers here, haven't we? Yeah, or past teachers. Right, when you have to apply for a trip, you have to do an online form, you have to do a risk assessment, you have to get about 10 signatures from members of staff from the school. The county has to approve it. It takes probably 2 or 3 months sometimes. We quite often in school get people ring us up or email us 3 weeks before a competition and say, can you bring a team? We can't do it. So if you are organising anything, and I know a lot of you do this, you give a lot of warning, just give schools as much warning as possible. There's more chance they'll be able to do it. Also, if you can do competitions or events just in the afternoon, so it would only affect, say, 2 lessons, there's a lot less chance that they won't be able to, they'll be able to do it because there's less cover involved. Risk assessments, if you've got a risk assessment, that helps us a lot. You can send it to us and we can just send it to our head teacher and he can approve it. Justification. Again, somebody mentioned this earlier. The headache of it all is that it needs to link in with the curriculum. We said about World War II with primary schools. That's great. I'm trying to get the new technology curriculum to fit with Brooklands so that we can encourage kids to come to Brooklands to do their syllabus. That's my aim. Also, another headache is, oh, but you've got an exam class, so you can't go. On a Friday, I have 1 lesson that is an exam class. I have 5 other lessons at a lower school. And I'll be told I can't go on a trip because I've got to teach that 1 class for 50 minutes because it's so important. I organised Farnborough Show trip last year. I actually put in for it before the information came up from Farnborough in January. The head approved it by Easter. Then, about 2 weeks before the day, he realised it was his last day of term and he tried to cancel it. And he said, you've got to come to my office and justify why you're doing this trip. I said, you've already approved it. He said, it doesn't matter, you've got to justify it. So I said, well, it's my last day working for you and I need a nice fun day out. So I did tell him lots of other stuff. Anyway, I actually went back and I'm doing supply at the moment. But it was my last day as a full-time permanent teacher. I'm doing a maternity contract there now. But it was a lovely last day, Farnborough Show. Transport. Not many teachers can drive a minibus. The driving licence changed a few years ago, so any young teachers can't drive a 3.5 tonne minibus, so they have to have a small minibus, and that is a pain. I think there's about 5 or 6 of us at my school that can drive a big minibus, including me, and I'm obviously not going to be there next year. Coaches, 500, 600 quid a day for a coach, even if you're just driving to Farnborough and back. So I normally take 2 or 3 minibuses to Farnborough. And cover. Schools pay about £250 a day for a teacher to cover one teacher. So if you've got a year group, 270 kids going to Farnborough Show, you've got to do a lot of, you've got to cover some lessons. Yes, they're out of school, but you've still got to cover other lessons. So that is a real pain to sort of think about that. That's why I said about half-day things being in the afternoon, because you could go on to 5 o'clock. Okay, school trips and activities. Again, we've touched upon this. This is the problem when you do a talk at the end, you're not sure what other people are going to say. Why do we need to organise and encourage these trips and activities? Well, obviously the careers and job opportunities. I bumped into a girl, I did jury service before half term, and there were 60 of us, and we went into this room, and the girl, or lady, organising it, I thought, I recognise her, and she came up to me and said, hello Mr Webb, you used to teach me. 11 years ago I left Tomlinson, she said, and I was so pleased that she got a really amazing job, and it's always happening to me. It's a really good thing about teaching when you bump into people, and they're always keen to tell you what they've got up to. So wouldn't it be great if one of my students was like a pilot or a student or a space, up in space, a scientist or something? And links with the curriculum. Some of you do that really well. If you can link it with the curriculum, then you're on a winner. If you can do something that the teachers can't do, you're on a winner, definitely. I think I'm there. So I'll tell you what, I'll leave some cards over there, and then if you want a card, let me know. But basically I'm doing my own thing next year and working with different organisations, going in schools, doing stuff on sites, so, in lots of different things. So just get in contact if you want help with anything. So that's it, unless you've got any questions. Was I 10 minutes or not?
You did well.
I think you said 5 actually.
Round of applause for Dave and